You're watching Park City Television, and I'm your host, Chelsea. We're here on the beautiful Provo River near Legacy Bridge here in Midway, and I'm joined by Will Weststraight with Park City Anglers. It's nice to be out here in the river. It feels so cool and good. I like it. It's
Thanks.
nice.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, it is. And you're going to give us an overview of the river, really what makes it what it is today. It's had quite the history when it comes to restoration and really what makes it such a great place to fish, right?
It does. It started years ago, even in the 30s, before the Jordanelle Dam was there. They had problems with flooding in the Heber Valley. So the federal government came in and they channelized the river, they diked it up to minimize the flooding. But even back then when they started to do that, they knew they were damaging wildlife habitat and fishing habitat. And they had that kind of in the back of their mind. In the 90s, the Jordanelle Dam was built, which stopped the flooding threat because then they could control the water. And after the dam was built, they put a program in effect to restore the river back to its natural channels. And they started in 1999 and they finished in 2008. And each year they would do, it's about 11-mile section, and each year they would do about a mile or a mile and a tenth of river and restore it completely back to its original habitat to get the riparian areas, bring back fish habitat, bring back wildlife and bird habitat that so many animals in a dry climate like this rely on the water that the river brings. When they did that, it also just increased the fishing population incredibly. Went from about 800 fish per mile to now in 2014, we have approximately 34 to 3,500 trout per mile.
Wow.
So
that is incredible what's been done.
They did an incredible job, and it's just a success story on the way they brought the river back to its natural habitat.
That's wonderful.
The Jordanelle Dam is actually a very special dam. Not only can they control the flows, obviously, like any dam, but they also have a mixer in the dam where they can control the temperature of the water. And that is what really makes the Provo River stand out as an outstanding trout fishery, is they can keep the water cool in the summertime and they can keep the water fairly warm in the wintertime so that we can fish year round. So even in the middle of February, this water, there will be no ice in the river. The fish will stay active, the water will be 38 to 40 degrees, the fish will stay active. And the summertime, because they'll try to keep the water around 50 degrees, and the fish are very active at that time.
Wow, that's a lot of work that's been done to this river over decades. I mean, or at least that's when it began. It's just phenomenal where it is today. And you mentioned how incredible the fishing is here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the rankings in terms of what people are saying about Provo River.
Yeah, I mean, the Provo River ranks as one of the top trout streams in North America. A lot of it is, like I said before, is because of the number of fish per mile. But rankings also consist of a lot of different things. It's the water quality. Big thing is public access, which the Provo River, when they did the restoration, they mitigated a lot of land. They took corridors that they put in parking lots and bathrooms. So about every mile and a half down this section of river, there is an access point that fishermen can get on the river, and they can walk as far or as short as they want. There is some limits on the fish you can take out, so you can literally fish right off a parking lot and there'll be fish there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to get out here myself. Thanks for the overview and history of such a spectacular river here in Utah that makes so many people want to come here. I think as locals we take it for granted, but it brings in so many folks that love fishing it.
Very few places in the United States where you can have a population of 1.5 million people down the Salt Lake Valley, drive 30 minutes and you're in a completely different world.
Well, thank you so much, Will, with the overview of what we have here in Utah. We are so lucky as locals to have such a beautiful river here. Hope you guys find it out too. If you're visiting Utah, be sure to get your fly rod out. Enjoy some fly fishing here on the Provo River. We'll be back right here with more on Park City Television. Once again, a big thank you to Park City Anglers.